vertex form of a parabola is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So the vertex is going to be hk. And a is the same a as in standard form. So a will tell you if the parabola opens up, or if it's down, or if it's narrow, or if it's wide. And notice that in vertex form, h, it's x minus h. So if your vertex is a negative number, this is actually going to be a positive inside here. So example 1, find the vertex and the y-intercept. So using vertex form, it's x minus h. So your vertex is going to be at 2, 3. So the x is opposite and the y stays the same. Now, to find any y-intercept, what you want to do is plug in 0 for x. So you can go ahead and do this on your calculator. 0 minus 2 squared plus 3. Okay, so you can use order of operations, and I get -1. So the y-intercept is 0, -1, because it's going to be -4 plus 3. So now, when I graph it, I'm going to make the vertex first, 2, 3. Make my y-intercept 0, -1. And because I know that there's a line of symmetry that goes through here, I can use symmetry to find the other point. So if this is 2 units away, symmetrically it would be 2 units away right here. And it's opening down, which makes sense because this is a negative right here. Okay, second one, the vertex, this is in vertex form, has to be -1, -4. And then again, the y-intercept, always for any function, whether it's linear, a quadratic, exponential, to find the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. So when I do that, I get 0, I get -2. So again, to graph, plot the vertex, so go left 1, down 4. So there's your vertex. And then your y-intercept is 0, -2. Now this line of symmetry, called the axis of symmetry, goes through the vertex. So this will help you make your other point, which is right here. And then, so the parabola opens up, and it's narrower, it's positive, a right there. Okay, example 2, write an equation for each parabola in vertex form. So we have to write it in vertex form. So I have my h and k, because this is the vertex. So h is 3, k is 4. And we're also given another point that's on the parabola. So x is 5, y is -4. So vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And we have to fill in numbers for a, h, and k. So I already have my h and k up here. So now I'm going to substitute x and y in to get a. So I'm going to substitute y, which is -4, equals a times x, which is 5, minus h, so -3 squared plus 4. So now I'm going to simplify this, and I'm going to do 5 minus 3 squared, so that's 4, because 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 squared is 4, so it's going to be -4 equals 4a plus 4. So subtract 4 from each side, and you'll get negative, to get rid of that, -8 equals 4a, and then a equals -2. So I have my h, so my hk, so this was h, this was k, and I have my a. So now I'm going to plug all these back into my equation right here. So my equation is going to be y equals a, which is -2, times x minus 3 squared plus 4. So this is a 3. Okay, another example. So again, you have your h and k. That's the vertex. So -1, 0. your x is -2 and your y is 2. So I'm going to write y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So I'm going to substitute these values in. So 2 equals a times x, which is -2, minus -1 is going to turn into +1 squared plus -1. So I'm going to simplify this part. So it's going to be 2 equals a times -1 squared is 1 minus 1. And then add 1 to other side. Oops, I just realized I put this in wrong. K is 0, so this should be +0. So this would be 0. So that means that a equals 2. So I have my h, k, and a. So my equation is going to be y equals a, which is 2, times x plus 1 squared, plus 0, but I don't need to write +0. So what you could do to check this is you could graph this in your y equals and see if the graph looks like this. You could put this in your y equals and see if the graph looks like that. Okay, same process again. So I don't have a picture this time, but I have the vertex is 3, 2, and the point is 2, 4. So it's y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So 4 equals a times x minus h. So 2 minus 3 squared plus 2. So this part is going to be 1 because -1 squared. So it's going to be 4 equals a times 1, which is a, plus 2. A equals 2. So my equation is going to be y equals 2 times x minus h. So it's x minus 3 squared plus k. So plus 2. And again, you could put this, another way you can check it is put this in your y equals and go to your table and check out 3, 2, and 2, 4 and see if they're on your table for your calculator. Okay, another one. So h is -3, k is 5, x is -2, y is 2. So it's going to be y equals, so 2 equals a times x minus h, so that's plus 3 squared plus k. So this will be 2 equals 1 squared, which was 1, so it's a plus 5. So a equals -3. So my equation is going to be y equals a, which is -3, times x plus 3, because that was a negative, squared, plus 5. Alright, example 4, find the vertex and then write in vertex form. So in vertex form, or to find the vertex, you're going to do -b over 2a. So -12 divided by 2 times 3 is going to be, -b. So it's going to be 12 divided by 2 times 3. So that's 12 divided by 6, which is 2. Then you plug 2 back in for x. I'll do this once right here and show my work, but the rest of the time you can just do it on your calculator. But this is what I'm doing. I'm plugging in 2 for x to get the x coordinate of the vertex, which is -18. And then a is just 3. Okay, so no solving for a in this because I already have it. So in vertex form, it's going to be y equals a, which is 3, times x minus 2 squared minus 18. Okay, let's do the same process over here. The vertex is going to be -b over 2a. So b is -10. So 10 divided by 2 times -1, which is -5. So that's the x part. So to get the y, you plug in -5 for x. So make sure you're plugging in parentheses. And then when you do this, you get 25. You can put it in your calculator. A is the coefficient of x squared, so a is -1. So vertex form is going to be y equals a, which is -1, times x minus h, so that'll be x plus 5 squared plus 25. And one way to check this, to get this right, if you want to check it, you could put this in your y1, you could put this equation in your y1, and this equation in your y2, and they should be the exact same quadratic. They should be the exact same parabola. They're just different forms here. Okay, vertex, again, -b over 2a. So -b, so this would be 12 divided by 2 times 4 is 1.5. So the x is 1.5. To get the y, you need to plug 1.5 in for x. So you can put that in your calculator and you get -8. So you can pause and try that yourself. A is 4. So now I'm going to write this in vertex form. It's going to be y equals 4 times x minus 1.5 squared minus 8. And then the last one again, vertex, -b, so -6 over 2 times 1, which gives you -3 for the x coordinate, and then you plug -3 back in for x to get the y coordinate. So this is equal to -15. And your a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. So now you can write it in vertex form, so it's going to be y equals 1. I don't need to write 1 if it's being multiplied. So it's x plus 3 squared minus 15.